Hello, hello, hello. Antphrodite here, your pop culture psychic, back to you again with another reading. And it is spooky season, so it is time for another spooky reading. This is going to be on the Salem Witch Trials. So the biggest question is, what really happened there? Was it mass hysteria? Was it actual witchcraft? What happened? So I'm going to do a reading on it. Don't know what to expect. Definitely going to be a difficult one. But let's just dive right in. So remember, these readings are all alleged for entertainment purpose only. Okay. I'm kind of excited. I have literally no idea what to expect here. Okay, Nine of Cups is a manifestation. The Page of Wands, expression and speaking of truth. Page of Cups, investment and attachment. Okay. Four of Pentacles, a greedy, selfish card. The Knight of Cups reverse, immaturity. And the Knight of Pentacles, inconsistency. Okay, so I can tell you someone had something that someone else wanted. The Page of Wands is about expression. It's also about creative expression. I feel like it's more like the ability to speak, the ability to connect, maybe even talent. Because the Nine of Cups makes me think of a manifestation. So you have what I want, whether it be talent, whether it be eloquence, way you can speak, or way you connect, or maybe even a person that you have that I want. But either way, there is something that you have that I want, right? And then the Knight of Cups, the Page of Cups is like something you're invested in and attached to. The Four of Pentacles is a selfish energy. The Knight of Cups is immaturity, and the Knight of Pentacles is inconsistency. No matter how many times I try, I'm never good at this. No matter how many times I do this, I'll never be as good as this. I'll never have this talent, or I'll never have this person. So that's the main motivator here. Ace of Swords is regret. This is the Three of Pentacles. That's like job reversed, work reversed, Two of Pentacles, unequal exchange. So what that also looks like to me is a regret. So crossing the wrong person. That looks like revenge. That's a revenge motivation. It's like you made yourself an easy target. You screwed me over. I'm going to screw you over. The Two of Cups is reversed. Two people. Five of Pentacles reversed. Abuse of power. Page of Swords reversed. An opportunity not worth fighting for. So that's jealousy. So there's a jealousy and a revenge. That's the motivation here. So the Two of Cups definitely makes me think of perhaps someone's boyfriend or girlfriend or husband or wife stepped out, and maybe with someone that they worked with or did some work with. And there was some sort of issue there because the Page of Swords is like, I can't fight directly, so I fight indirect. Could also be someone who is getting attention for someone else. But I also see it as like, you have a talent that I'll never have too. Because I just keep feeling like, I do think there were instances where people were getting attention. And I do, okay, let me reword this. There has to be at least one case here where someone was accused of being a witch that 100% has to do with the fact of someone cheated on someone else's spouse, or at least was going to. So that is there. But I don't think that was the main motivator. I think that was one of the ones that came after, because that looks like, oh, I know a good way to get back at this bitch. That's the vibe that I'm getting. But the first indication here makes me think of talent. You have a talent that I wish I had. I'll never be good at said talent, so I'm going to make sure that you no longer have the ability to like upstage me. It's like, okay. See, Knight of Swords, you don't need help. I don't want people to pity you, and I'm going to betray you. This makes me think of like, okay, so it could be like someone's child who's better than them and they don't want them to take the throne. It could be someone's apprentice who's better than them, they want to take them the throne. It could be someone like, I also see this as like an energy of like, you know, when someone's poor and they don't have any education or the right tools, but they have natural talent, and if they were given the proper tools, they would excel and beat the people in the current standing. That's also what I see, where it's like people who are kind of poor and don't have the resources, but if they did, they would be more successful. And this energy is like, I don't want you to have those resources because you're too close for comfort. Yeah, there's a Devil card. The Seven of Swords is a victory. And the King of Wands is a verse too. So, oh my God. That's a gaslight. Okay. That's actually a gaslight. That's so funny. Okay. So the King of Wands being reversed is ineffective energy. I chased after something, it didn't work, or I did something and it didn't work. The Seven of Swords is about wanting to fight for a victory. Now, sometimes the Seven of Swords victory comes at a price, and you're willing to do whatever it takes. And that Devil card is next to it, which makes me think I'm willing to sacrifice anything. It also could generally translate to sacrifice, like lamb slaughter and things like that. So there was some ritual that was being done. But this ritual was not done by the people who were blamed as the witch, but the people who were blaming. Which is really funny because you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me a little bit of Fear Street. If you've watched Fear Street. Yep. The Fool is a naive energy. So pulling the wool over people's eyes. And the Queen of Pentacles is there with the King of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles is upright. The King of Pentacles is reverse. That's like, I don't want to lose my throne. I don't want to lose my control. This energy is definitely, it feels like, I mean, it could be masculine, but there's a feminine energy here that doesn't care either. So it's like a masculine and feminine energy that don't care. People who are in charge. Well, whatever ritual they did failed anyways. It wasn't done right. I could tell you that. The Four of Wands and the Three of Wands reverse, which means like you didn't even do it right. And it wasn't going to do anything. This is desperation. Desperation to remain in power. Desperation to remain in wealth. Desperation to remain interesting. This is a desperate act. The Wheel of Fortune is upright. The Wheel of Fortune is like good luck and opportunity. So that to me is about seeing a window of opportunity and taking it. So it's possible that there was something that caused hysteria. Because I know there's a theory about something in like the water or the bread or something. It's possible that that started it, but what continued this and fueled this was an individual who took an opportunity. And then other people jumped on the bandwagon. This is literally this is like, you know what I would consider this? It's like a modern day, like if I were to compare this to something in modern day, I would compare it to like a cancellation on Twitter where everyone's like, oh, I don't like that bitch anyway, so I'm going to jump on the bandwagon and send them more hate, get them to lose sponsor, get them to lose this. That's what this is. Probably a little bit more severe because people were killed, but that's what I see. It's like we're all going to jump on this because it's convenient. The Six of Wands is reversed. The Hermit's upright and the Two of Wands. You know what's interesting, though? This is what's actually interesting about this whole thing. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it has to do with the failed ritual at the start of this. I don't know if someone activated something. I don't know what it is. But there is so much karmic justice for the people and the bloodlines that started this that are still there to this day. Because the Six of Wands is an embarrassment, and I think of that as an embarrassment as an individual. And the Two of Wands makes me think of it causing frictions to others. So to me, there's a lot of shame and embarrassment of however this started. So those bloodlines, it's not necessarily cursed, but it would be what you would consider a curse, even though it's not an actual curse. To me, it looks like guilt. The family is like burdened with guilt and burdened with karmic justice. Because the Ten of Wands reverse, the Five of Swords reverse, and the Five of Cups is upright, which makes me think it's like your bloodline will always be mediocre. There will always be someone better. And the Ten of Wands and the Five of Swords is that you'll never be the best at something. Like there's definitely some sort of karmic energy here that's left over. It's like being cursed for generations of mediocrity. Yep. Also, there's issues with keeping money as well. The 10 of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, the 8 of Wands is about having to part with your money. So for me, it's like you can earn a lot of money, but you're going to lose a lot of money. You're going to have to pay a lot of money, whether it be from fines or lawsuits or things like that. Money comes and goes very quickly. So for me, these are karmic things that need to be worked through that still exist. It's karma. It has nothing to do with a curse, even though you would consider it a curse, quote unquote, it's not. Also, it looks like to me, so 9 of Pentacles makes me think of having someone who's talented. And then sometimes nurturing that talent into making money on it. It's also like a single card, but here it's an individual card. And the 7 of Cups is being realistic, and the High Priestess reverse, which timing is off. That makes me think of every generation has someone who's like incredibly talented. But fails. That's so weird. Ew, what the fuck? Because it's like there's always a star child. That's what that makes me think of. There's a star child. There's someone who's like a prodigy, but there's always a failure involved. Justice card reverse, maybe a legal issue or something. 3 of Swords, heartbreak. Strength card, vulnerability. I also feel like it's also makes me think like family becomes jealous of the star child. They end up being isolated. There's this weird competitive energy in the bloodline and people who are adjacent to it. Interesting. I guess I could be off, but I don't know. That's what it feels like to me. Yeah. I think the way to combat this is choice. So how like history repeats itself? I think there's going to be consistent amounts of like choices that are given to these people who are like a part of this bloodline, or at least adjacent to it, because it's weird. This energy attaches itself to others. There's choices, and those choices are mimicking the ones before. So for me, it's about being humbled and giving your flowers to others. So it's basically lessons in not being a sore loser and not being super competitive in all aspects of life. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Losing out on people, losing out on opportunities to someone who's better. Like, you're just never going to win the competition. You're never going to win the competition. You're not permitted to win the competition. The closest you'll get is second, never first. Interesting. Well, that's what I see for this. If you like this, make sure you tip. There's a link to my PayPal down below. Follow me Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch. Do these live on Twitch, TikTok, Antphrodite. Until next time. Bye, guys.